let me see. So here's the Zoom link for Nabil and so let's see. Let me just join some stuff. So are we on the Zoom call right now that I'm going to use to simulate doing the presentation? Okay, cool. And then so yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is Devin is your okay. So I'm just to think this through. Devin, we spoke briefly about the potential of you being on this call at the same time. Uh, that might break things, especially if there's contention on your video.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and
just I had to do some trickery here because I was getting an echo through both. When Nabil,
yeah,
when you were speaking, it was because it's getting restreamed, but
yeah,
hearing it on Zoom and then again on restream.
yeah.
So what I am doing is I've changed my audio output on restream so that I don't get an echo.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign into Mural really quickly. I hope.
Yeah, I'm actually working on the next rev of the
Okay.
this thing. So let me just since we're just testing what will work, I don't think we have to have all the content in place. Let's
I
just
agree.
see
Let's
what
just play
happens. So let
around
me
with it.
save this. Um, and let's create a mural from the template. Create this. I'll invite you
I have to
shortly.
reset my password.
Yeah. And this will be conference test template v1. I'm going to share this via link to the Zoom call, whichever one is on. I got to find this more. Chat, 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 chat. Zoom, boom. Okay, so there is a. Maybe you have access to that.
Oh, you're putting in a Zoom? One sec. Sorry. I'm
Yeah,
navigating.
it's all over. I can also do Slack. Yeah, it's this is
No, this
always
is
the.
good.
There's
No,
so
it's
many
okay.
potential applications to use.
It's all right. All right, I got it. I'm in here.
All
So
right,
let's try the
nice.
following. I'm going to attempt to share my screen on Restream just to make sure this is going to work. So I'll share a Chrome tab. Uh, this one, share. Okay, so on Restream, what do we see? Oh,
Okay,
okay, that's really cool.
so you're able to share. I'm curious what Restream looks like, but um,
What are we?
yeah, I'm just curious what it like just looks like. Yeah. I'm just gonna pretend that we have some slides on here.
Cool. And I'm following Unibill right now.
Okay. So let's pretend I'm not gonna put every single slide on here, but I'm gonna just put some of them in here.
Mhm.
Let's put some. Okay, so that means you can hear. So on Reseam, you can this Zoom call is being piped in. That's right. That's
Correct.
being okay. So
In
uh,
fact,
and
that's
you are gonna talk when you talk. Your audio is gonna be. We want to pipe your audio via through Restream to the general audience and not to the Zoom call, right?
correct. And in fact, I just turned my video off, Josh. I probably don't need my video on um, for Restream because what I'm wondering is if on Restream, so here's going to be the challenge. I can't unmute myself, or well, I guess I can unmute myself. Be in the Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, Yeah. What if I'm going to
Yeah.
try something? So, Nabil, the only way that you can hear me is through Zoom, right?
Yes.
So, do I need to be there?
If you so this is what I'll say. I think in in the ideal scenario,
Hmm.
we could Devin, you could also participate in the presentation of the deck.
Hmm.
Throw in details that I'm going to miss, maybe. And then when it comes to the dead points in the activity where no one is talking during this activity, you would be talking to the general audience. So just like turning your audio on and off. Now, if that's too much of a hassle, it's fine. Let's not do it, right?
Hmm.
Um, if that's easy to do, it would be nice. That's what I'll say. Um,
Right.
hmm, right. Just toggle the appropriate. Yeah, that's a lot of dancing. I don't know, Devin, if you want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, that might end poorly.
Yeah.
Um,
It might be at least just clunky during the transitions because the
yeah.
transition aren't that long, right? Um,
Mhm. I think it's let's do this.
yeah.
I think let's try. I think what I'll do is I feel like I shouldn't join the Zoom meeting.
Okay.
Or maybe more specifically, I could join the Zoom meeting, but I probably won't join the audio. So right now you're hearing me through Zoom, but what I would probably do is yeah, I think what I'll do is just work through Restream.
I
And
think
then
the only
only challenge
advantage.
is going to
Oh
be
yeah,
if
go ahead.
Josh is going to be like, how do we stay in touch with Josh? Do we need to
Yeah, if we need to. I think I was gonna say like if your audio is not on Zoom, I don't think there's any value to you being on Zoom
being
because
in the
then we
Zoom
can't
call?
talk.
Yeah,
Um, I
except
think
via chat,
except via chat,
which
which
we
I'm
could
not
use.
going to be looking at
Yeah.
probably if I'm trying to hit my
Mhm.
cues during the
Yeah, that's
presentation.
fine. Yeah,
That's true.
that's a good point. Yeah, yeah, that's a good
It's true.
point.
It's true. It's true. Um, okay. Um, so what do we want to test? How does it look? Let's say I see that this link is here. I'm just curious.
Restream looks good.
All right, and I will mute some stuff on this side so I don't hear my voice twice.
Yeah, when you join Restream, it's going to pipe the audio from Zoom back through Restream. Right.
Yeah, that even that looks pretty good. I'm so let's pretend that we're doing this. Blah 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 presentation. Blah 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 blah. Talking talking talking.
Right.
Boom. First activity. Um, and so now we're gonna do the warm up. I am going to learn how to coordinate this. So how do I
How
go back
about
over?
this? Hey, so can we do a quick dry run to make sure that this plan is going to work? All right. Like without the content, but just do what you were just doing. I'm going to leave the Zoom call
Yeah, yeah.
and then I'll listen in on Restream, Josh, if that's cool. And then I'll unmute myself when it's appropriate. So I'm going to leave this call. I'm just going to leave the audio for now, just because I'll jump back in, but I'm going to leave audio on the Zoom call. So if you need me, drop me a chat or something, but I'm just going to work on Restream. And then, Nabil, whenever you start, I'll just, when you
All
start
right.
the activity, I'll start talking. We'll
Yeah,
see how
okay.
it goes.
And then I'm gonna unmute my live stream and see what it does. Cool. That sounds good. Okay. Okay. But Devin will not experience that latency. It should be less. Cool. Cool. That makes sense. All right, Devin, drop off.
All
Let's
right,
do this.
bye.
Wait, am I still supposed to see your face? Devin just disconnected audio. Is that what he said he was going to do? Okay. Wow, it is. Yeah, there is a 30-second delay, and it's throwing me off. I need a. Yeah. All right. So I should learn the hotkeys to do the presentation mode. That's probably not a hotkey for this. Sing for us.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Okay, I can hear him through Josh's camera.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna switch to my actual setup. Which
Josh, can you see his video on Zoom? Or can you see his video on Restream?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I figured. Usually application will let you do that. It'll just pipe to one application. Yeah. All right, Devin, cut the video. Stop. Stop using your video camera on Zoom and see if you can get it running on a Restream. Oh, he can. Oh yeah, it's okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right, cool. Camera off. Let's see if his Restream comes on. Or is this camera working on Restream now?
Hey, can you guys hear me okay on Restream?
All right.
I'm getting a nod. I had my video off in Restream. I think I can do both. Let me check. Yeah, they're both on.
Devin, I can actually just hear you enough through Joshua's feed. So
that's funny. All right, cool.
Circuitous, but I can hear you.
So it turns out I can
lip read well enough now.
Well, it turns out that
my gesture to me.
My video works on both at the same time.
Okay. So
yeah.
And are we good to do our little thing?
I would listen to. I know it's echoey, obviously. Does it make sense for you to listen to the audio from Restream instead of Zoom?
Who are you talking to?
Devin, you.
Oh, that's where I am listening. I am only listening to audio from Restream.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I've left the audio for Zoom.
Gotcha. Okay. And is there any other people in Restream then for this session, or is it really just you kind of?
I think it's just me. Okay. And honestly, we probably don't need my video. I was just because when I'm on here, it makes this. Well, actually, I don't know what do the viewers see? Like, do they just see Nabil's shared screen, or do they see my face too?
No, so the thing that you see in the middle, that's what people are seeing.
Okay.
But I have it large. But I can do something like this.
Right. That would be better, I think, because I'd prefer to be able to kind of see what's going on over here. And actually, Nabil, is there a way to change the view of the Zoom, or maybe that's
me? Yeah.
Okay. It would be nice to see. Well, I don't know.
What do you want to do? Not
Let me see this. I'm going to make this view full screen and see what it looks like. Yeah.
I can't hear everything Devin is saying, and this will be confusing, Josh, because I know you're talking to Devin. But I'll say that during the session, when like my video, my camera feed is not that valuable. So if it's possible to simplify the presentation by eliminating my camera and make things look cleaner, that's fine. I see Devin saying something. I don't know what he's saying. Maybe he has a different opinion. I can't hear it. I'll let you figure it out and make a
what
decision.
Nabil said, I was thinking the same thing as what Nabil was. So Josh, I know he's seeing a delayed feed.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think about something like that, Devin?
Here's a thought. Can we turn off all the video for Zoom, or do like picture in picture? Is there a version of this screen that we can have like
That's picture in picture. I mean, I can move it wherever.
Yeah, what if we enlarged the Zoom screen as much as possible? And then
We can just go full screen on it for sure.
We try that and see what it looks like on Restream.
There's this exciting 30-second delay. I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, so this is the Zoom computer full screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Devin, let me know when you want to start. I mean, there's not really that much to. Do you want me to start pretending like I'm presenting, and we can practice this PNP thing?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a chat. Oh, I heard his yes too. Okay, I heard him.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's pretend I'm presenting. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let me mute because I'll really be muted.
Yeah.
Hey Josh,
right.
are you able to put me
Josh is
next?
muted. I'm going to pretend we're presenting.
Yeah. Ooh, that's cool.
Welcome everyone to the conference. Blah blah blah.
Can I go right under Nabil or close to him?
My name's Nabil Khan, and join with me is Devin Hubbard. Well, Devin, do you want to be able to say hi in this instance?
I can wave.
I guess you could. I just won't be able. I won't know if you say hi. I guess that's the only limitation here. So just I'm gonna give you space to say hi, and then that's it. I'm gonna talk over you if you take too long. All right. So welcome to the conference. We're excited for you to be here. We're FastTraCS, blah blah blah. Introduction. This is our presentation. Presenting slide. Presenting slide. Presenting slide. Presenting next slide. Slide, slide, slide. Talking about slide. Okay, now we're going to start our activity. So, panelists, if you want to scroll in your virtual desktop to the warm-up word association section, we're going to start that right now. Explain activity, explain activity, explain activity. I'm going to stop the outline and close this. So now we're, oh wait, okay. I have to hit that and that. Nope, that's not what I have to hit. How do I stop presentation mode? What's going on here? Is it stopped? How come I don't see? Sorry, did I run into a bug here? Okay, presentation mode does that. If I stop presentation mode, which that is no longer toggled, I should see the main thing. Do I have to hit X here? Okay, figured it out. I just hit X. All right, I gotcha. Okay, presentation, explaining activity. All right, we're gonna have 30 seconds on the clock. I'm gonna set that timer now. Go over up here, 30 seconds. And we are gonna use the word spoon. Begin.
So this is the point at which I fill in some information about what's going on here and maybe a little more background about the microsprint and what Nabil said earlier, blah, 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 blah. Okay, picture in picture, go. Once the timer runs out, I think that's when Nabil goes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So I like I think the side by side actually looked better. Or the uh oh, can he not hear me, Josh?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, of course he can hear me. That's right. Um yeah, oh, okay. Now it's throwing me off the 30-second league. Okay. Sorry, I still have my video on. Um, I don't know, Devin. Okay, I see you can hear me. So, looking at the live stream, I thought that if you're going to be adding stuff, either your picture should be bigger, or I like the side by side, and then I need to remember to play observer and kind of scroll around while other people are doing the activity, I guess. Is that what I should do? What do you think? No, I don't want to play observer. 30 seconds is too little time.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't sweat it. Just
Yeah.
if you wanted
Okay.
to hop over and look at stuff, great. If not, I don't think it's mission critical at this point.
Yeah.
I think the more important one is later on when you're doing the 5-minute brainstorming.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's pretend I'm doing that. And I'm gonna listen to this stream and just look at how you look and give you an opinion. We don't have to wait 5 minutes. Okay. So pretending. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into our earnest activity here. So we're gonna put 5 minutes on the timer, and we are going to now try to answer this question. What are the problems that need to be solved to achieve the best version of care for your patients? We're going to follow this syntax. Please, one idea per sticky note. If you get stuck, feel free to look around this window. There are prompts that will hopefully help you in furthering your being more productive. I won't say that, but again, lulls are also fine. So good luck, everyone. Let's get started. 5 minutes on the clock. Here we go.
Okay. At this point, I'm going to spend some time talking about the importance of focusing on problems and not solutions, and why we are working in this manner. So the work alone together technique that we're using right now, as hopefully Nabil is sort of scrolling around and looking, is designed to allow each person to kind of think through by themselves all the ideas they may have without sort of proverbially polluting the well early on. The other thing that's really important here is to remind everybody that the reason we did that warm up activity earlier on was really so that we could get your brains kind of lubricated. This activity is designed to be very divergent. You'll notice that we set a timer for 5 minutes, and the reason we did that is because divergent activities typically don't have an endpoint that is, like you could go forever. And so in this case, we're using a timer. If you're doing this at home, you could also think through setting a number. So for example, you could say, hey, everybody spend the next 5 minutes, or everybody, we're going to spend the next period of time and think of 5 different ideas. As soon as you get to 5, raise your hand, kind of thing. I'll also point out that this activity could be modified pretty easily to suit a couple other ways of tackling things and to collect different information. So here we are using it to look for unmet needs. It is valuable that our participants in this instance, and if you're doing this at home, come from a similar clinical background, because it's easier to kind of do the ranking later on and to compare problems. But if you were modifying this for your purposes, you could consider, for example, instead of thinking about unmet needs like we are here, you could consider doing something like quality improvement projects, et cetera, et cetera. And it looks like the chat is exploding. So let me. Oh, sweet. Yeah, the other thing that we'll recommend here is that you'll notice that we have between 5 and 10 participants. We recommend that number. Although this does scale, we find that it's a little easier to manage. And when you're in person, it's a lot.
Okay. I just caught the part where Devin noticed the chat, so I'm just gonna start talking over you in case you're still talking, because I can't hear you, Devin. That's on me. Um, um, So I like that idea of the side by side for that initial, at least for the first 2 minutes of this 5-minute window. Afterwards, what I'll try to do as the observer is kind of hover over where the participants are doing their idea generation, because that might be visually interesting. And then similarly, for the let's, after this is done, we're going to go, okay, now we're going to rank. Here we have some votes over here. You can pick the icon that best reflects you and your mood. We're going to have some, let's pretend that we have some, Control Z, Control Z. Let's pretend we got some instruction bits over here that tell people, like, whatever problem you like, pick the best. And we are, what not to do. We're going to have the blacklist here, blacklist, avoid these problems, more instructions, and then we're going to have 2 minutes. Pretend that went off. And we'll have, so I'm going to say, take 2 minutes, go through your problems. Also define, a patient population. Take this time to define a patient population, and maybe, think about the outcome carefully and pick which one you think is most resonant with you when it comes to solving this problem. And begin.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going
at
to be
this
silent now for 2
point,
minutes.
I will be discussing some of the nuances to voting, but also the reason that we're doing this ranking. So again, we're not applying a really rigorous filter here, but the advantage of having a bunch of people that have the same background or similar background is that they have some degree of expertise that can be used to quickly rank these problems. Now, what we do with this stuff in FastTraCS when we run these activities is we will take the output from this voting session and actually the voting session after that, and we will go do further research on it. So at this point, we're not employing a specific filter, with the exception of the ones that Nabil mentioned, specifically, hey, try to avoid IT issues, things that we can't really solve. But the gut check here is really just a quick and dirty validation technique. Saves a ton of time. We go do a bunch of our own research later on. The other thing that I will mention here is that you can do voting in a variety of ways. We like to have multiple votes per person, if only so that people can sort of rank things a little differently. What tends to happen is if you have only one vote, if everyone votes for their own idea, then there's really no differentiating between different ones. But by having multiple votes per person, it allows each individual
All right, Devin,
to...
I'm going to risk talking over you and just stop it here. And timer, let's pretend that went off. I think the PNP looks fantastic. I think that's appropriate for this. And I think, yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Let's try this. Okay. The other thing I was thinking, Devin or Nabil, I wonder, would it make sense for you to actually join Restream just so you can hear the live thing, or is that going to be extra?
Let's try it. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, it'll work the same way. So go ahead and close out the live stream. It'll be the same way that you were monitoring that, except it will be real time.
No delay. Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah, the echo is only because I'm on both platforms to talk to both of you.
Yeah.
So
let's see. So that's in the calendar event, the Restream link. Restream right here. Yeah, okay. Let's try to join that as a guest. I am not going to... Okay, I do need to join. I don't need to join with my camera or my mic. I just need to hear audio, so I can block that. And NSK, join stream.
Cool. Okay.
So when I'm on both, I get a pretty good echo.
Yeah, you'd almost like... You have to make sure that the Restream audio is not going into Zoom. But it's going to your headphones, right? Oh, Devin, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I was muted in the wrong thing. So I'm unmuted in Restream, but I'm muted in Zoom. But if I unmute myself in Zoom and in... regardless of Restream, if I unmute myself in Zoom, regardless of whether I'm muted or not in Restream, I do hear an echo. So my suspicion here, Nabil, is that you're going to hear an echo of yourself. Because
let me test that, because I just unmuted that. I can hear it echo.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
because your audio from Zoom is coming through your headphones, and then it's also coming through on Restream like a half a
Yep.
second later.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're not hearing an echo on Restream. I mean, you are now when I'm talking, but if I've got myself muted, which I would be, you're not. The other thing would be to have just another device, I suppose. Like if you've got.
I think this will work for our purposes.
Okay.
I'm muting. I can't hear you all. I'm just going to talk because the echo. I think it'll work for our purposes because all I need to know. I think it'll just be useful. I'm just clicking the kind of the browser level mute and unmute. It'll just be interesting to hear, and I'll just have better cues for when Devin might be done. Tacking in a half-second delay, so that if I can avoid stepping on his toes, I will. And Devin, of course, is getting the feed, and I'll try to be clean about not talking until the timer is done, and then I can wait. But I think that's better feedback than that 30-second delay.
Yeah, Nabil, if you can hear me on Restream, yeah, I'll just stick to those blocks of time where I know you're not talking. And yeah, there's going to be a fraction of a second of delay, but as long as there's just a hair of delay after the timer goes off, I'll just make sure that what I'm saying is super tight and kept to that time limit.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to work on our muting. I think we're gonna have to work on our just our script. Just rehearse it. I think we got a lot of time. I think we'll be able to nail it. Really iron out exactly what our marks are.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think it'll go pretty smoothly. But visually, again, I think it looks fantastic. I think it is accomplishing what I was hoping would be accomplished.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Okay. Yeah, I think this is good. So the plan will be, I will not join Zoom. Is that correct?
Yep.
So, and if I do, I guess I just won't join the audio. Not that it matters, because if I do join Zoom, I can at least get the real time feed from what you're doing, Nabil, if necessary. But right now,
I would say don't. If you can avoid, we might even want to disable the chat.
Yeah. I'm not going to chat in Zoom during the actual session.
Up.
Yeah.
Now, the 5 or 6 people that are participating, are there moments where you want a gallery view, you want to see everybody?
Well, when they're reporting out, maybe.
Yeah. That's a good question. I think muty. Okay. Sorry about that. I think that's a good idea, Devin. That when we're reporting out, that we can see their faces. There is going to be a moment where I basically constructed the deck, and I think we were, presuming that there wouldn't be any video of the participants. But yeah, that's visually interesting. The people are actually there then, and it feels like more of a live event, rather than moving cursors. I like that idea. So I think yes, we can test it on the 17th when we have another rehearsal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna unmute now.
Okay. Well then, just real quick, last thing we do here, I just want to go over those layouts real quick. So I'm gonna take my video out. So yeah, so obviously this is here with the Zoom full screen, Devin as a pip. Yep. About the same size as the Bill's pip, even though his is in Zoom, yours is in Restream.
Yeah, it's pretty. I think it looks pretty cool.
And then we have the side by side.
I like the idea of doing what you guys thought of, which is have the side by side that shrinks down.
So then do you like this or this or that?
I like that.
Okay.
I like this one better, just because I think the more of Nabil's screen we can see, the better.
Yeah, we can use different ones for different scenarios.
It's very twitchy. It's like a Twitch stream.
It's super Twitch stream. Yeah,
actually, that's right. Yeah, a lot of people use this for Twitch. Probably.
That's awesome.
That makes sense.
It's one of the better cloud-based streaming softwares there. Yeah. So we'll plan on basically using these two layouts between that and this.
You know what I just noticed, Josh, that you're considered optional on the 17th, which I don't think is the case.
Sure.
It's from 1 o'clock till 1:30. I think it should be on your calendar, and it looks like you've accepted. But just in case you're going through and you're like, what is this crap? And it looks like I'm optional. We'll need you there.
I will also say, muty. I will also say that, Devin, it may be the case that we're not going to like do a full rehearsal and probably do some explanation for the first half hour, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So while Joshua would feel free to join immediately, there is probably a little bit of buffer where you don't have to be, where we're not going to get into the technical AV stuff until a little later on.
Although that being said, I might suggest, Josh, if you can join early, I can work with you because Nabil, I think you'll be doing most of the coaching because you're going to be right. So if
that's fair,
if Nabil's busy coaching, Josh, you and I can maybe play around with how everything looks, sort of using
Restream, for sure,
and then folks won't hear me.
The three of us are the only ones who'll be able to see the restream.
Right.
Yeah.
That way. Yeah, and then Nabil can be explaining and we can be playing around with video and stuff if that's cool. So
yeah,
I'll do what we just did here.
I'm not gonna be able to hear you if I'm talking to you. I apologize, but I think that'll be the opportunity because we will have 5 or 6 participants to play with that gallery view, and so we can at least practice. When we are gonna hit that stage where we're reporting out, just visually what's going to be seen on the stream, we can, you and Josh can kind of tweak that and hone that in.
Yeah, that sounds good. And I think
I'm muting now.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll do the same thing we did today. I'll join the Zoom meeting, but I won't join the audio on Zoom. And then that way I can hear what you guys are saying.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. It's basically you guys both join both, except that, Devin, you're muted and on Zoom.
Yeah,
and
they won't hear me.
You're muted on Restream.
Yeah.
And Nabil, if you end up getting a different setup, you've got another device with sometimes I use earbuds under my other phones, you know what I mean, so that it's separate. That might be helpful, but
cool.
However you want to do it. But
I could do that as well.
Just know that we're not getting an echo back.
Right, which makes sense. You shouldn't be.
Yeah, so that echo that you're hearing is really just on your end. So it's totally gravy on this side. So.
Cool. This is great. That was a successful dry run or whatever.
I agree. Yeah. Thanks, Josh. I think
for sure.
It's looking good. I don't know that I have any other questions. I think we just need to work through our timing and make sure everything is good and tight. And then, Nabil, we will need to figure out the ending and how we want to cap that with Josh and how the thing signs off. But I don't think that's going to be a major issue. I think it'll just be a matter of you and I figuring out how to sort of say, thanks for joining. This was awesome.
Yeah, I think that is interesting. I think the beginning and the ending are places where it's Devin on the Zoom call would be nice, but again, not required. I think you're right. We'll just do the same thing where we have a pretty planned out, staged kind of exunt, right?
Yep.
Where I leave space for you to say bye and do a little spiel, and then I'll leave you to wrap up. I'll have to thank the participant. We'll explain on the 17th that hey, Devin is going to be talking. He won't be able to talk to you all. Maybe we should, mention that on the call. I don't know if we should. Those are just little.
I was going to say when we intro,
hey, Devin is a co-presenter, but I can't hear him.
I think so.
Yeah, okay,
Nabil,
I'm unmuting.
If you can do that on the day of, that would be great because otherwise people are just going to hear this godlike voice all of a sudden out of nowhere. And so if you can say, hey, Devin's joining me, he's going to be narrating or sort of, I guess, commentating is maybe a better way. It's this is almost like a live event, like on the news. You'll hear him talking when there's silence here kind of thing.
Yeah, except they won't hear it, right?
They won't. Wait.
The participants? Is that coming?
No,
participants won't hear it, right?
They won't hear that, which is not a big deal. I'm talking about the audience.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, well,
I got nothing else.
Thank you. We're all good.
Now you see what it looks like. So I'll connect with y'all. I'll join us on the 17th, and and we can go from there.
All right, I'm gonna leave the Zoom call then.
Yeah,
Thanks
I'm
a lot,
out of
Josh.
here. Thanks,
Yeah.
Josh. Have a good rest of the day. Have a good weekend.